name is Chris Dessi. I'm from New York. The name of my company is Silverback Social. Sure, we're a social media agency. We've been around for a little over 2 years, just celebrated our 2-year anniversary in April. Yay, very exciting. We're deep dive in social media. We allow our brand partners to engage appropriately within social media. So we create cool custom creative, we community manage, and we generate reports on behalf of the brands. Oh my gosh, it's a pure passion play, I've been in digital since 2000. And I had sort of gone up the ranks in digital where I became a VP of ad sales at a multinational ad network. I was at a conference and I saw a guy by the name of Gary Vaynerchuk speaking in 2008, and I was like, whoa, social media is where it's at, this is really compelling. Got to a company called Buddy Media, was unceremoniously, not so politely asked to leave Buddy Media, and I became an entrepreneur. Started working with a business partner and wasn't satisfied with the direction that it was going and decided to take control of my own destiny and launched Silverback Social. Literally just came up with the name, thought it was really interesting, bought the URL, went to Elance, got a logo, and went to LegalZoom and filed for an LLC. And I was like, okay, we're an agency, let's do it. Yeah. Fascinating question. The ride has been the most exhilarating, terrifying, intense, rewarding experience other than parenthood. And I actually had a conversation with somebody about this morning. We were talking about how your threshold for pain becomes so high that you don't realize the level of intensity that you're dealing with on a regular basis until you kind of look back on one of the ebb and flow situations that you just experienced, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I survived that, because you're so in the moment. You're so living and breathing every single detail of everything that's happening within the organization, from back office, front office, dealing with clients, trying to raise money, dealing with legal issues, HR issues, hiring, firing, et cetera, that you don't have time to reflect on it, to feel that pain. So it's been absolutely incredible and absolutely sort of tear-inducing rewarding, if you will. Yeah, kind of just that. So I'm speaking about how I'm a loser, that the idea that I wear my defeats with honor, and that we should all wear our defeats with honor, and that getting a little angry and frustrated with the spot that you're in life is okay. There's a lot of talk about, oh, it's great, everything is wonderful, and just smile and good things will happen. Well, everything that's been phenomenal in my career, where I've had these sort of steps in my career up, I've gotten like a touch frustrated, not crazy like ranting frustrated, just frustrated enough where I've leveraged technologies to get me out of that one life stage someplace else. And I've done it also by not asking for permission and having that realization, oh, I don't have to ask for permission to go to that next level. That thought process, the I'm a loser, wear your scars as a badge of honor, get a little angry and don't ask for permission, have worked in business, and they trickled into my personal life when I was training for the New York City Marathon to raise money for ALS research. My father is living with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and it was canceled for the first time in the history of the marathon the year that I trained. Super. And it was one of those moments where I felt like a loser because I had trained so hard and it was canceled. I got a little bit angry that they had canceled it. And I said, well, the heck with it. I'm not going to ask for permission. I'm going to run it anyway. And I ran the marathon anyway, 10 miles in my hometown. I actually did 27 miles. I did 17 miles on a track by myself. I don't recommend it, but it was one of the most stirring, at my core, moments in my life by following those 3 sort of tenets. That's a really good question. Catalyst and Silverback found each other. I'm going to put it that way. Part of the talk, I'll discuss the idea that we also produced the Westchester Digital Summit, and the zeitgeist behind the Westchester Digital Summit, I think, is similar to Catalyst Week, not at the level of what Catalyst Week is doing, but it's helping to educate local businesses, to empower them to understand how digital affects their lives. We always felt that the smarter our potential clients got, the easier it was for them to work with us. Like, I get what you do. Okay, that's really interesting. Let's work together. And small events became a bigger event as the Westchester Digital Summit. I like to push myself. I purchased 67 URLs. I'm like, we're going national, and my chief marketing officer was like, just national? Why can't we go global? So we bought London Digital Summit, Paris Digital Summit, Las Vegas Digital Summit. Potentially there will be a Las Vegas Digital Summit. We would love to see that happen. It's been fascinating because to understand what's been going on with the revitalization, it was confusing to me at first. I was kind of like, what are we getting into? What is this thing? You know, everybody are busy business people, and you're trying to read through all the documentation, and everybody's so, you know, thorough about, you know, what's happening in the downtown project. I kept asking my partner, I was like, wait, what are we doing? What's going on? I'm not so sure. And I ran into somebody that had experienced a Catalyst Week, and his eyes started sparkling. He's like, have you gotten a tour of the downtown project? I was like, no. And he was like, just wait for it. Just wait for it. And I'm starting to experience that. It's one of those things where, you know, I've come to Vegas often for business. You don't get past the Strip. You don't realize that there's a you know, any place past the certain end of a block. And to see what's happening here is, I think, beautiful. Not to sound corny, it's really like a beautiful energy. It's the energy that we're trying to bring to Silverback, and we love to see businesses where it's not a take energy. It's a real lovely give energy. And I think it's kind of like the way the world should be. So yeah, it's really beautiful. I think there have been a lot of super inspiring incidents that have stood out for me so far, and I've only been here for a short time. I think Rio gave us a tour of the Zappos facility and was talking about the energy behind what happens at Zappos and how everybody looks out for each other, and that sort of wow moment, and how when he had come to Las Vegas, he didn't have any furniture in his apartment, and one of the groups actually went and purchased a mattress so that he could sleep on the mattress in his apartment. And I think hearing stories like that and understanding that energy, and to have these sort of spontaneous, serendipitous, beautiful collisions that are happening throughout the downtown project is really empowering. I think Caleb was telling a story when he was giving a tour at the downtown project about how he was cooking a meal and decided to send an email out to the entire group and just said, hey, you know, come on by. And through a conversation, after inviting everybody to try his meal, he then got the job to give tours. So to hear the sort of wonderful collisions that are happening, it makes you feel like a complete loser if you're in your room. You're kind of like, I got to get downstairs and start co-working and start. I feel like networking is almost a negative word. It doesn't feel like networking. I feel like the way that it's set up allows for people to really connect on a different level that I haven't experienced in my 14-year career of going to conferences and having experiences that are not even like this, but in a similar genre that you would kind of put it into a bucket like that. So it's been beautiful. Beautiful is the word. Yeah. Everything. I feel like I've come in terms of the agenda to understand what was going to happen in Catalyst Week. I've just come in, I kept saying to John, my chief marketing officer, I said, eyes wide open, ears wide open. Just like really accepting and just ready to enjoy it. I like being the dumbest guy in the room. It's not a difficult feat. I love being the dumbest guy in the room, and I'm really interested to hear the speakers and to learn from other speakers and to hear about their experiences and what were the catalysts in their lives that changed the trajectory of their lives and their careers. So, you know, really looking forward to it.